Let's see. What can we go over? I want to go over FIFA Women's World Cup. First
All
time
right.
covering any aspect here of the
Smart to not
Women's
have
World Cup.
Diego here.
Exactly. We don't know. We don't know what we leave in his mouth. Um. So it's not really about what we think is gonna win or players, whatever. It's unfortunately, to be honest, a more um business side, corporate kind of thing regarding it. But it's about the FIFA president, Infantino, who is, as his name describes, almost infamous. He's very infamous for things he says, things he does, double standards he holds, and
That
things like
bald
that.
head.
Um, and that bald head, of course. And
And
he
bald
went
head.
to the Millwall game this season. I don't know. Um, but we're gonna cover him and what he said. And I'm not gonna say this is particularly his fault. I'm just saying this is what he said. He said he threatened essentially to not broadcast the Women's World Cup just because of disappointing offers by um, by TV channels and TV networks and things like that. Who would as it like the World Cup? Who was it? NBC? CBS?
It
Neither.
was
I don't know.
Fox.
Fox. Okay, whichever one pretty much covered most of the tournament as best they
Fox.
could. Apparently, I'm sure these names are in there as well, making offers for Women's World Cup, and they are disappointing. Doesn't mean they actually are. It's just disappointing for FIFA standards, probably in comparison to the men's.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm I just want to say first and foremost, I'm disappointed in Infantino in FIFA personally. While I do understand less a lower offer and less offers for the Women's World Cup. I think whoever pays the highest, you have to give it to them. I don't
Yeah.
think this shouldn't be a matter of money. This should
I
be a
mean,
matter of growing the
FIFA's all
women's
about
game.
money. I know. I
Well,
mean, FIFA's all
that's
about money.
that.
So, like, you just pick the biggest, highest amount of money, call it a day, and move on.
That's that. I mean,
FIFA's
like
all about money.
that's
But it's
exactly.
because
But
it's the women's side. That's why it's this massive, not massive
yeah,
issue, but like
the
that's why there's
difference. It's
controversy. It's because like
yeah,
the whole like wage debate. Yeah, like not I'm
yep,
not gonna get into it because that opens a whole different can of worms
right.
that
It's
I don't.
it's a deeper
It's a
thing.
exactly. So like it's like the whole issue is that they don't have enough money in the sense of like they don't have enough coverage to do it. Like
Right,
they don't have that financial economic aspect that the men's side do, and this is
right.
it's translating now into this issue with them not being able to have that big popularity and being able to like get those like big numbers that FIFA wants. I'm sure Fox is willing to pay a lot to cover it.
Yeah, and
I'm
exactly,
sure.
which is it's why it's disappointing to me because like I'm gonna make like the money. It's feels about money. I'm gonna mention it in a different way. Like I, when I go back to the growth of the game, you pick the top one and you give it to them and they can broadcast it. That's it. It shouldn't be you're not paying enough, so we're not going to do it. The men's was offered a little bit less, they would still broadcast it. But they're saying because you're not giving us enough money, why should we broadcast a woman's thing? Like again, you should accept whatever money you're going to take, whatever you're going to get, and broadcast it. So many people want to watch this, right? So many people want to watch this World Cup. More like week in week out, I see headlines about women's Champions Leagues
Yep.
games, and it's the breaking record attendance,
Yep.
record amount of viewers, um, seemingly week in week out. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
not like no
only
one wants to
growing.
watch this. Exactly, and you should give them the platform, regardless of how much money you're making. It's an investment, right? You should just broadcast it on whatever channel is going to be the biggest, and whoever most people are going to see, so that you can make more money in 10 years.
Exactly.
Right?
Next
It's
World Cup, bam, more money
next World
because
Cup.
more people are interested, inspired
There we
more
go.
the next generation. Like
There we go.
it's a simple business decision, but it's sad that it's like they're saying it's not enough money, but in reality, we all know the real issue here. It's because it's the women's game, which is extremely unfortunate, and
Amen.
and it's sad to see that it's translating. But I'm also glad it's getting so much popular. Like the Wolfsburg versus Arsenal women's UEFA
That's
Champions
right.
League game. That's the game I was assuming you're referring to. Sold
Yeah,
out
yeah.
Emirates. Huge congrats to the both teams for being able to sell at that stadium. But it's
Yeah.
like something that should be expected.
Right.
Like instead of them playing at like the women's, this is going to go into this whole thing. Instead of like the women's playing at like the training grounds of like the
Mm.
their respective clubs, they should be playing at the stadium. You know, like I know it's completely conflicting different men's, women's schedules, stuff like that, but they
Right.
should be playing at their respective club stadiums. It only makes sense. It's only fair because I
Yeah,
know
and
I think
yeah, yeah.
Kate Longhurst, the West Ham captain for the women's
Right,
team, the
right,
U18s. Congrats to the men's U18s team for West Ham for winning the FA Cup youth trophy. But I just want to say, like, she made a good point. It's like they played on the field on at the London Stadium before they did, which is
right.
mental
And
to me
and and
because
and that's yeah, that should be a thing because men, Kylian Mbappe and Alex Morgan are at the exact same level in their respective fields, and and that is the highest level. So you both should be playing at the same highest heights. If anything, the youth team should be playing should only be playing at these stadiums if in a final.
yeah.
Like it shouldn't be this shouldn't be an argument. First of all, this shouldn't be an argument. I mean, this goes to women's sports in general. Women's WNBA, women's basketball in America. Candace Parker just went out saying, I guess it was just announced that the Las Vegas Aces, the women's team in Las Vegas, are building the first ever WNBA dedicated
Oh no,
training
they
facility.
did. They did. That thing
Or they
looks
did, yeah, yeah.
sick.
There we go. So it's like that. It's 2023, guys. Like this shouldn't be a thing. So back to FIFA, it shouldn't be a case of you're not paying enough, so we're not going to broadcast them. It should be okay. We understand we're going to make a little less money, but that's okay because what's more important is we grow the love of the game for people, especially women and girls and things like that.
Yeah, especially in the women's game, you see different countries
Yeah,
every time in the World Cup. So it's gonna be compared to the men's, because like
right,
obviously the women's USA is gonna do better in the World Cup than the men's team did, because they're
right.
just more dominant in their respective uh, league or like
Mm-hmm.
area,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're gonna gain more popularity as it goes on because all these people, like what happened when the U.S. got to the round of 16, like all the Americans came and supported them, and now in the last World Cup and the Olympics, same thing happened. It's just going to happen again, gain more popularity, inspire young girls and boys, who knows,
Right,
to
right, right.
go
There we
in
go.
go in and go in and play. But also like the different countries, like I don't know any examples off the top of my head, but I know there's certain countries that are in there that the men's team hasn't been, and maybe they'll gain popularity in their respective countries
Yeah,
and build. And the positive note is, yes, there's these issues, but at least it's expanding than it
yeah.
used to be. Because like before, probably like what 10 years ago, you'd be like, oh, women's like, yeah, like whatever, like it'd
Right.
be kind of like
It
laughed
was
off.
more that was more commonly seen to be the case. Yes,
Yeah, but like now it's like respected. Well, it's get not
it's
as
gaining
respected as it
gaining
should
respect.
be, but like it's
Right.
gaining the respect that it deserves, and
Yeah.
they're taking the right step. But this FIFA, of course, FIFA knows how to fuck up everything. They're taking the wrong step, but I hope they make the right decision in the end. Hire whoever pays more, and
Yeah.
because I know
Just show
Fox
us.
is so, but Fox
Yeah.
is definitely showing it because they always do. But to the other countries that are broadcasting stations that are trying to get the rights to do it, I
Yeah.
think they just pick whoever's the most because it only
Whoever's
makes
going to give you
sense.
the most. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just we want to watch it. That's it.
yeah. We will
Infantino.
do
We want to
coverage
watch
of
it.
it. We
Exactly.
want to.
We're going to. That's the plan. So let us watch it. That's all it is. That's all it is. Put it on shows. Put it on TVs. Is what I mean. All right.
Put it
Well, I
on the
guess
telly.
we'll cap it there. That was a good discussion. And if you enjoyed the women's the women's talk, this isn't gonna be the last time we're talking about it. As the World Cup rolls around, we're definitely gonna talk more about it. We would like to. We want to be more informed on it as well because, admittedly, we're not as much as we like to be. Um, but when it comes around, we will educate ourselves. We want to get involved as best we can. And so if that interests you, consider subscribing. Please turn notifications on so when we release women's football centered videos, which there'll be more of, you'll know when they come out, and you can be one of the first to watch it. And
Leave comments of who your
leave
favorite players,
comments.
favorite teams is, so we can look them up, do our
There we
research, talk
go.
about them. Maybe possibly go to some women's games here.
That's
Possibly
right.
do a
I want to go
vlog.
to
Who
Wave
knows?
game. There we go.
That is true. We
All,
do want to do
all that
that.
kind of stuff. Any women's football content. Let us know what you want to see. All that stuff, and hopefully we give you guys what you want to see. So that'll be pretty much it. That was episode 6 of the Get In Football podcast. I keep wanting to say for the bag.
have it.
Exactly. The Get In Football podcast. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing so you can watch next week's as well. Typically release them on Wednesdays. midweek, good little break if you want to take it. Drive to work, drive home from school, whatever. Anything, go on a run, all that sort of stuff.
All right.
So, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys
Yep.
have a
Thank you
great
guys for
rest of your
watching.
day, night.
Whatever it is,
Peace.
week, month. Peace.